Sup guys, Nardi here for the P4G team builder for week 5? I believe it's week 5. And sorry if you hear the fan in the back, it's just really hot in my house. And I have no air conditioning, so that's the thing I'm kind of stuck with. So, I'm going to go over Bill's team, what I'm expecting to bring, what I'm not really expecting to bring, and we're going to go over what I'm going to bring. So, first we're going to go over what I'm most likely expecting him to see. Not all the sets are official, so don't worry about it. So one of the things I am afraid of is this Karen Black. If it's scarfed, we pretty much just lose, because this thing would pretty much outspeed my entire team. It pretty much OHKOs my entire team, which is very scary. Another scary thing would be Assault Vest, because Mega Houndoom wouldn't be able to touch it. Zapdos can't hurt it. Rotom can't really do anything to it. Uxie could like knock it off, but that's about it. And also we have some transactions which I'm actually gonna explain as well, but I'll probably turn the music off for that one. So yeah, Karen Black is one of his scarier mons. Karen Black's one of the scariest mons. One of the things we can definitely check, which is also one of his Z movers, which is also Karen Black, but his other Z mover, which is, I believe it's his any Z move user, I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely know it's an offensive one, is Kartana. Kartana is also scary, because if it's scarfed, I can't really do any. I could like somewhat wall it, but if it's a Z move, we're not really gonna do very much, because Z Psycho Cuck's a pain, Z Leaf Blade hurts, Z Sacred Sword hurts, Z X Scissor hurts. Pretty much, if this thing's bringing a Z move, it's gonna do a lot of damage or guaranteed OHKO, and it's gonna get a free beast boost up, which can be very scary. So yeah, Kartana could be scarfed, it can be banded, it could be its Z move potential, which is very scary. Another thing, because Bill actually made a transaction. Well, I made transactions with Bill as well. He dropped Rhyperior for Rhydon. We gave him or Aggron for his Comfey. He also dropped that. I also traded him. He's also dropped my Gardevoir for Garbodor, which he also has. He also ended up picking up Clefable, and I forgot the other thing he picked up. I think the things he got rid of, the things he has now are Rhydon, Clefable, Garbodor, and I think something else. I'm not entirely sure, because my memory is really bad, but either way. So Rhydon's gonna be a pain in the ass if it gets brought, mainly due to the fact of Eviolite. The only good thing about it is the fact it doesn't have Solid Rock, so I have chances to OHKO it with certain things. However, Eviolite is just such a pain. It could put it this way: Aggron has so much HP and so much physical defense that no physical wall will hurt it. It's just impossible. Another thing he picked up was the Clefable, which John dropped. And this thing is just, put it this way: if I have no way to counter it at the end, we lose. If this thing gets like a Calm Mind on Rotom or something, we can't beat it afterwards. We just lose. And depending on its set, we just lose. So it's like if it has a Calm Mind, it's a pain. If it brings counter to beat my physical hitters, we lose. If soft boil's a thing, which is honestly a pain in the ass. It could set up Rock. Same thing with Aggron. Everything here is just a pain. He has the Galvantula as well, which can be a pain, but you might not bring it due to the fact that some of the mons are like either equal the same speed as most of my team, or my team is slower, so it wouldn't be really fortunate. I have Galvantula here mainly due to the fact that it pretty much beats Rotom and Uxie 1v1 no matter what, and the fact that it could pretty much take on Zapdos no problem. It's a thing, so I'm not entirely sure if he'll bring it or not. Galvantula is like one of the flipping coin ones, and one of the things I'm definitely expecting to bring is Reuniclus, because that thing is just bulky. Regenerator, Magic Guard, I think it also has Overcoat. This thing literally just walls everything. if I don't have anything, if I don't get like chip damage off on this, I'm never killing it. That's the issue. Bill's team is like very, very bulky, but it's also very, very offensive at the same time. So it's like, it's bulky offense. So if I can't get rid of the bulky stuff to deal with the offensive stuff, I'm just gonna straight up lose. And I'll also mention, one thing I would like to mention is the fact that most of Bill's games, he barely loses. Example, when he battled FX, he barely lost. When he battled Psycho, he barely lost because of the Earth Power drop on the Bishop. I know how you feel, Bill. That sucks. Things I'm not really expecting to bring him to bring, but he might. I'm not too sure. I'm somewhat expecting Claydol to come because it's his only hazard remover other than Braviary and Kartana. I don't see him using Kartana with default because honestly that just sounds weird. I don't really see him bringing the Braviary because I have 2 electric users and well, and it doesn't appreciate rocks, so it's like rocks plus the Thunderbolt, it's gone. So, and it's not honestly, it's also not the fastest thing on its team, so I could easily just outspeed it. I remember now he dropped Mega Gyarados for Mega Sharpedo. That was his other thing. He didn't have all the transactions are effective this week, so except for one that I made that was made later during the week. So well, and it's I was honestly deciding. It's like, do I keep it? Do I activate my transaction for week 5 or week 6? I decided for week 6 since it was better, and less preparing stressful. Yeah, he has Mega Sharpedo. Sadly for Bill, it can't get the benefit of the speed boosting. But however, this thing hits very, very hard. So if he brings it and I don't really have anything for it, or pretty much if he brings it and it's like late game, he pretty much just cleans up with this thing. So that's an issue. So I'm not really expecting it, but he could bring it, which can be very, very hurtful. Braviary don't really see, because it doesn't have the best situation here. Same thing for his Garbodor, it doesn't have the best situation other than hazards and like gunk shotting, but it doesn't really do much. Another thing I do see him bringing is Chandelure, because I believe that's his Super Z move user. So this thing can do a lot of damage to me, especially if it's late game. If it's late game, it can do a lot of damage to me. If it's Scarfed, it can do a lot of damage to me. If it's Specs, it can do a lot of damage to me. If he brings Trick Room with a very slow team, I'm gonna be screwed. Well, somewhat screwed, because some of the ones I have are slower than his. But now my team is like somewhat faster, so it's iffy. So Chandelure can be a problem. If it's Scarf, it's a problem. If it's Specs, not as much, because I could somewhat predict the moves it's going to use. So the things I'm most likely expecting to bring are those 6. But however, Chandelure and Sharpedo and Claydol are all options he could bring. So that's an issue. And now we're going to go to what I'm going to bring. I also made a transaction. When I traded the Garbodor, he gave me Hitmonlee. I dropped the Hitmonlee. I also took Lucario, which was very, very, very nice. Because this thing is so offensive and so scary. It literally just destroys everything. Honestly, I might change this Lucario set. I probably won't, but I might. I have enough investment to live a Sacred Sword Choice Scarf Kartana. And the Aura Sphere is guaranteed to OHKO no matter the set of Kartana, except maybe if it's Assault Vest. But however, he won't be able to kill me unless he's like Choice Band. So, that's good. I have enough investment for Stone Edge to either one-shot or two-shot the Chandelure. Close combat, I either OHKOs or barely, or like has a chance to OHKO the what's the thing called? The Kyurem Black, which could be very helpful. That's about it for Lucario. Lucario is pretty much just like get rid of the heavy hitters and all that, so That's good for me. I have Muncher the Embor, which is somewhat a counter for the Kirim, with somewhat of a check. I know it's slower, but however, I have enough of everything on this board to like live certain hits. Example, I have the Sugar Berry, so I'll live an Earth Power from the Kirim, even if it's like Expert Belt or something. However, if it's like Groundium Z, I'm dead. Superpower is a chance to Oko, and if it doesn't, I have Sucker Punch. I have Scald for like stuff like the Chandelure and the Rhydon. And Flare Blitz cause Stab and Ouch. Pretty much. And going to my Zapdos, which is very, very strange. I was gonna run an even weirder set, but sadly, didn't think of it. And I'm most likely gonna change the Zapdos set around, mainly due to the fact not everything can run speed. Yeah, so the thing with this Zapdos is the fact I'm running Rockium Z Ancient Power. After Rocks, if my Embor is dead, after Rocks, Chandelure, Kirin Black, and anything that's like lower than 50% just gets annihilated. Other than Reuniclus if it's Assault Fest. Because Reuniclus is fat and Clefable is somewhat fat. Clefable depends on the set he's running. So Zapdos over here is pretty much my win con. If it dies, we're kind of screwed. So I might run Bulk. I have Heat Wave for the Kartana, so that's nice. Hidden Power Ice for Claydol and Aggron. Thunderbolt cause Stab. I should have honestly put Volt Switch. I honestly might put Volt Switch on it instead, but might not. We have the Bring It the Rotom, which is very, very strange, but either way. I'm running Rindo Berry Rotom Wash due to the fact that Z Energy Ball is a thing, so I have enough investment for this to live a Z Energy Ball from Chandelure, and Hydro would guarantee Oko it at with the amount of EVs I put in it. Kartana is iffy. I think for the Kartana it might be a roll, depending if it's like adamant or not. So it's iffy, and if it's like +1, I believe it's like almost guaranteed Oko. I'm not too sure, but I'm not gonna even go on the couch because I don't want to hurt my head right now, and I'm just cooking in my room. So the faster we get done this, the better. I'm bringing another tanky Uxie, which honestly I might switch this set around because this set makes no sense. I have 44 and defense with Bold to live 1 Crunch from Mega Sharpedo if he decides to bring it. Live 1 Outrage from I believe a Choice Banded Kirin Black if he brings it that way. I have Knockoff, which is nice. Rocks, which can be very useful. I brought Fire Punch, I believe, for Galvantula and Shadow Ball for Reuniclus. So that would be a lot of damage. I'm going to bring Sandclash to Sandslash with an Assault Vest with Rapid Spin, Super Fang, Knockoff, and Earthquake. Earthquake for the Chandelure. Knockoff, because Knockoff. Super Fang just to, whittle stuff down like Clefable and such. Honestly, the more chip damage this thing can do, the better. However, if it doesn't get chip damage done, we're pretty much finished. Pretty much of almost anything, like if the Kartana is like at full health and just like gets boosts, we lose. If Kirim just is at full health and rocks are not up, we're gonna take a lot of damage and might still lose. Rhydon just does a lot of damage. Clefable just walls, and so does Reuniclus. So pretty much we're not in a very good situation since most of our team is bulky. Well, most of his team is bulky and somewhat offensive, so it's kind of a bad situation we got put in. So the transactions I have made, I'm actually gonna close the music because it's actually driving me nuts. Shout out to Good City, by the way. So the transactions I've made are I dropped Gardevoir, and I've dropped Gardevoir. I got I got Bill's Comfey. I have Lucario now, and I made a trade that is not effective this week, but is effective as of next week. I traded my Decidueye, and traded my Decidueye for the Minnesota Vikings A-Drive's Serena. So that it wasn't a bad trade for me, because first of all, Serena is more bulky, which is nice. Like, I know I lose my ghost typing, but Decidueye's typing, it's not bad. It's great offensively, but defensively it just takes too many. It just doesn't like hits anymore, which is a big issue. So and plus I don't lose rapid spin for default. I don't lose my hazard remover, because Serena's also a hazard remover, so it works out very well. So the only thing I pretty much lose is Ghost Stab. Ghost Stab and like locking in potential, and that one can also block priority, which is very, very nice. So that's my transactions and my team builder. So hopefully I see you guys tomorrow with the battle, and that's about it. So see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.